Um, 2020 also marks 25 years of Silverchair, 25 years of since the release of Frog Stomp in 1995. By the way, this is my original copy from 1995. The CD's still in there, the booklet's still in there. This is from Tower Records in New York City, and I still have it. Awesome. But I got to ask you, man. I know it's hard to talk music without this coming up, and so I appreciate you thinking about it. But 25 years ago, when this record came out, it immediately meant so much to so many. I'm curious, if you think back on it now, in 1994, 95, what does that moment mean to you? Like, what does it feel like to reflect back to 25 years and think about when Frog Stomp came out and this career, for lack of a better term or whatever you want to call it, kind of started?
I mean, Frog Stomp and the Silverchair journey has been, I mean, it's really special. Like, I mean, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But I guess, you know, we were just making, it's kind of where I've got to with my own solo music, right? We at that point, we were doing music because we just loved the sounds and the noises we were making, and we were having a ball doing it. And we were just making these songs, and we didn't have any preconceptions about what the band was going to do. Or, I mean, I remember going to Dan's house when we were young, and we'd talk about being the biggest band in the world, and we'd want to, you know, we were definitely ambitious, there's no doubt. But, you know, when you're 13 and 14 years old, you don't actually think that stuff's going to happen. Or maybe we did. Maybe that was one of the things that happened, right? We just believed it so much that we kind of, I don't know, we just believed it into existence. But yeah, it was a really exciting time when Frog Stomp came out, and, you know, everything just went berserk. Like, there was times, you know, we went and did some shows, and there were like people just going bananas, like absolutely bananas. And you just see going like, look, we're just three dudes from Newcastle just playing music and having a great time. But yeah, and I guess years later, like now, like you kind of realize just what kind of effect you had on people's lives. And I guess that's pretty awesome, you know, to be such a pivotal point in people's lives, and be that kind of, to be that musical reference point for people to look back and kind of go, oh yeah, that record, this is what I was doing. Or, you know, that's when I don't know, that's when I kissed Sarah for the first time, or whatever it is, you know. It's really cool to be part of so many people's lives, you know, and people that you'll probably never meet. Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like you're a soundtrack for people's lives. It's really awesome. But yeah, and it's look, the whole Silverchair thing and Frog Stomp and everything that came after that, like, that's just kind of my reality. Like, from the outside, you think about it, sometimes you go, to anyone else it might look quite extraordinary, but for me it's just my normal. So I don't know, and music's just what I love to do, so it doesn't feel like this big amazing thing. It just feels like, yeah, that's a thing it's a moment that happened in my life that I really enjoyed. But, you know, I don't wake up in the morning and go, yeah, well, Frog Stomp came out, that happened. You know what I mean? But I guess after Frog Stomp, I guess that what happened with the band after that, I guess, you know, a lot of people then started getting involved, like, you know, parents started getting involved, record companies, and then, you know, as time went on, you know, people like it, you know, I don't know, I think for the band it was, we were always searching to keep that spark alive that we had when Frog Stomp came out, because, you know, it was just so unrefined. Like, it was just so raw, and there was something magical about that. That we continue to try to capture. And I think we did pretty well.
I'd say so. So if I'm not mistaken, 25 years ago, right now, you guys were you were touring Europe. You were touring Europe in the summer. You were probably, I think, you were en route to the UK from Germany. If you think back to that first run, which is probably the height of some of the frenzy that you're talking about, or really any of it from that point, is there anything from those, maybe those early Silverchair days where you guys were so young and you didn't maybe know as much in terms of what you're getting into and how touring worked and how your music was going to permeate so deeply, that you take with you now, 25 years later, writing your solo material, that maybe was like lessons learned of like, all right, this is something that I carry with me deeply that affects, how I am as an artist now?
Just let me think about that. I don't know, man. Like, I guess, 25 years is a long time. And I think as a person, like, you're a different person,
Yeah.
than you were 25 years ago. Like, just through experience, like, you grow and you change and your opinions change. I mean, at 14 and 15 years old, when we were touring, like, all we were worried about was, we'd go to video game parlors and we'd want to go and eat burgers at diners, and I think a lot of other bands are like, I don't know, they're going out partying and carrying on, and I don't know, a lot of the bands, they were worried about how famous they were, and I don't know, we didn't get caught up in that stuff because of the age, and I think that was probably in hindsight, it was probably a bit of a blessing in disguise that we didn't get swept up by the industry. I don't know. That's a really hard question. I don't know. I think one thing that I've taken away from the whole experience of just being a muso and being in the industry is, I guess, just do it because you love it. Appreciate the fans. Like, you wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for the people that actually bought your music and listened to it and support you. And yeah, I don't know, just work hard at it. Don't be complacent. Like, just get out there and don't do it for the money. Don't do it for the fame. Like, all that stuff it's just kind of bullshit, really. It doesn't mean anything. What's most important is just, and I guess that crosses over into anything in life, really. It's not just music, but once you find that thing, and I feel kind of really lucky. Actually, that's one thing. In hindsight, I feel very lucky at 14 and 15 years old to have found that thing that I love so much and have carried it with me for 25 years. Like so many people, like I find so many people, they don't know what that thing is that they're really passionate about and that they love to do and they want to do it every day. So, for that reason, I feel blessed and extremely lucky to have found that thing.